Leech Lake is a real place. And one of my editor's notes when I wrote Still Waters was, do we have to call it Leech Lake? Leeches are gross. Leeches, nobody likes leeches. And I'm like, well, it is a real place, and it's the geography of that lake has a lot to do with the story. And yeah, it's a big lake up north. One of probably one of the better walleye lakes in the state. Yeah, this is Still Waters. Liv and Gabe are estranged siblings. They're Irish twins. They grew up in a resort in northern Minnesota. They never got along. As soon as Liv graduated high school, she moved to New York. When Gabe did a year later, he went to LA. They almost have no contact in their lives anymore. Liv is kind of a very successful business person. Gabe is a bartender and still has dreams of rock and roll success. The book starts, they have a brother who's half a generation older than Mac. The book starts when Mac's wife calls and says Mac has died of a seizure unexpectedly, and there's going to be a funeral in Chicago. And so they make this all happens in a couple pages. I'm not giving much away. So they're going to go to Chicago for the funeral. 5 minutes after they get off the phone with Mac's widow, they each get an email from their dead brother Mac saying, if I die, no matter what it looks like, it wasn't natural, it wasn't an accident, I was murdered. So, and of course, this freaks them out. So, what happened was Mac thought somebody was trying to kill him. So, he wrote this email and he scheduled it in his outbox to be sent the next day. Every morning he woke up alive, he bumped it to the next day. So, when he died, the email sent. And that leads them to come back to Chicago to find out if he was crazy. Is there any truth to this? And the more they learn, the more weird stuff they find out. And so they go up to Leech Lake for a memorial service after the funeral up in that location and kind of investigate some stuff they've heard about their family they didn't know. And all the while, they're doing this investigation and trying to somehow get along with each other. And really, the inspiration for that book is I've always been fascinated with siblings. Um, we're very young when those dynamics form. Our parents can't watch us every second of the day. And a lot of times, our exploration of the world and other human beings is with our siblings. We're like puppies, kind of like wrestling. And so the wounds, the pecking order, that stuff doesn't go away easily. People can go off and have great lives, and they come back for Thanksgiving, and they go right. They like they're 10 and 11 again. So I really wanted to use that as for as much of a hurdle for these two as anything else. The Murder Show uh, features Ethan Harris, who's a television writer, which is something I know a little bit about. Grew up in Minnesota. He's the showrunner, creator of a show called The Murder Show. It's on a streaming platform. I made one up, and It's been on for 3 years, and whether it comes back for a fourth season is to be determined. He went into the network. He pitched the fourth season. They didn't like it. They said come back with something else. While he was away, the writers went on strike. So I used the most recent Writers Guild strike. And so now he has some time and he really does his best thinking back where he grew up. So he goes back to Minnesota to his parents' house to try to come up with a new season. And while he's there, he bumps into a high school friend, a woman who's now a Minneapolis cop. And she says that, or excuse me, a friend of theirs, I'm talking about so many books, a friend of theirs uh, died the summer after high school, hit and run. No one was ever caught or came forward. She thinks she's pretty sure now that he was murdered, but it's out of her jurisdiction. And she asked Ethan to help her investigate it with the pretense of, you can use this. You can use this story this investigation for your murder show. Maybe that'll help you with the fourth season. So they investigate this thing together. It's about high school friends coming back together after being away and living their own lives. And it's really about exploring a past. Yeah. I like antagonists who do bad things, but they're not psycho killers. They're not serial killers. I'm very much interested in what motivates a normal person to color outside the lines. And and um that's really my approach to antagonists. And that's why there can be several viable suspects because it's one of my favorite things of writing mysteries. You look at somebody and then something's not right that's going on. They're doing something they shouldn't be, but you don't know if it's that, if it's related to the crime you're investigating or just something else. And so that's really my approach to antagonists. A lot of them have different motivations you don't take into consideration. And so maybe it's to cover up a crime, maybe it's to do something else. And so that's always, and from the point of view of the investigator, they don't know everybody's motivations. That's what they're out there trying to figure out. So it does create kind of a rich bed of possibilities.